Hello everyone, Permission to Breathe Day 21, Kelly Davis here, a timeline therapist, hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner and life and business coach. Today's day 21 of a conscious breathing challenge to myself, 1 minute a day starting the 1st of January, building up to, hopefully by now, any of you that are following 21 days in, increasing by a minute a day to the 31st. And as I've already put in earlier recordings, that it's become a whole lot more than that and has taken on a life of its own. As we sort of 3 weeks now into the month with 10 days to go, I'm starting to think about the challenge for February. And along the same lines of the breathing challenge, I plan to pick up a bit of yoga. So I'm going to work on this challenge a little bit as to the numbers appropriate, and if anybody has any advice on it. But I'm going to simply do sun salutations, again starting on the 1st of February, ending on the 28th, and doing a cycle. The other thing that I'm going to do is I have started a daily practice of meditating first thing in the morning and in the evening before I go to bed, and it has made the world of difference. That has become part of the breathing techniques that I'm doing, is part of the meditation. And so I think the plan next month is to possibly add in an additional meditation, and we'll see. Those are the plans that are in place. I'm starting to think about next month. It's only 10 days away, so the plans need to be there. I've had to order a new yoga mat, a cheap one, because my last one has departed. Again, I can't tell you why, but part of the new plans. So I'm having to organize myself a cheaper yoga mat for now. And yeah, last night snowed heavily here, and today has been a pretty chillo's day, and the ground is very wet and very slippery at the minute. It makes life a little slightly more difficult going out. So today's thoughts are more around, because I'm now thinking about next month's practice, and I'm thinking about how this month's practice has gone. For me, I have struggled with fulfilling commitments throughout my life, really. And one of the main things that has come up for me, that this is one of the first commitments, it has purely been for self, has not been commitment to anybody else. Again today, didn't really feel up for my 2000 skips, did it anyway. And that level of commitment for me, for myself, the fact that I have committed to doing those 2000 a day and not letting myself down on that regardless. I had a bit of low blood sugar. I think I was sort of craving some sugary stuff, which is unlike me, and I was feeling a bit whacked out. But got the 2000 skips done and felt a hell of a lot better. And I think it's important to stick as far as possible to these commitments, and this is why I'm going to continue with a different challenge through February. Even if, like I said, even if nobody out there is following them, this commitment to myself to keep myself accountable, these small videos are part of that accountability each day, regardless again of how I'm feeling, how I think I look on them. This has been how I am staying accountable to myself, by making sure that I post these posts on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, and it's become a very personal thing. Initially, I was hoping that there may be somebody out there who's watching this that may be looking for assistance in goal setting, in life coaching, in whatever. And what I've realized is that it's become not about that at all, even though there are times that I mention it. That is what I do. And so this was part of this. It's no longer about that, really. And it's funny how when we sort of make a commitment or we start an exercise, how we have a goal, but we think it's going to turn out one way, or we think that our reasoning behind it is a certain way, and it turns out to be something completely different. And also for me that this has turned out to be something far greater and far better. The benefits from it have been far, far better than what I had ever imagined. So just by starting something very small and having a very small commitment, building in very small increments, and by keeping it manageable, it's enabled me to really stick to the 2 challenges that I've done. One, as you know, the skipping, the 2,000 skips a day. Some days I've even managed to do more than that. And though there were 2 days during the month, one was a move day that was quite hectic. So I really didn't have the time, or didn't have, because I was between running around and carrying boxes and doing stairs and various other things, didn't get the time to do it. And another day that I really wasn't very well. Out of the 21 days, I've managed to do 19 days, and the 2 days I have made up in skips. I made up the days around them to make sure that the 2,000 skips still happened, which I'm pretty proud of. So even though I missed the day, I haven't missed the skips in terms of total numbers for the month, which is unlike myself. I feel like I've let myself down on a number of commitments previously throughout my life. And I'm quite, even though this seems very small maybe for other people, this permission to breathe thing, for me, it's been quite a milestone. So 10 days to go. I'm pretty proud of where I've come to even up until now. The fact that I'm even thinking about doing another one in February is surprising to me as well. Yeah. So just to check in, how is everybody doing? Anybody got anything that they want to say? How you all feeling about life? I know that life is difficult for many right now, but also I think most people, or a lot of people, are starting to find the beauty in this time that we've had, despite all of the tragedy. And if you can find whatever tiny little bit of positive that you can hang on to, that you can grow, that you can nurture within yourself, within your life, just a tiny, it only has to be a tiny speck. Mine at the beginning of this year was these small achievements that I needed to find for myself that have blossomed into something so much better just by focusing on it, having conscious attention and focus on these things. And I've really enjoyed it. And there's a few things that I haven't gotten around to, but that weren't a commitment. They were more things that I was wanting to do for myself. Those have gone slightly slower, but I am still plugging away. So my advice to anybody out there, if anybody's interested, is set yourself a goal for February, especially now, especially here in the UK, we're in complete lockdown. There is very little happening. And rather than focusing on what is outside, focus on what you can do within for yourself, whether it be, I don't know, read a book. If you get through a page a day for a month, that's fantastic. If you don't ever find the time to read. Do some gardening if you feel the need. I know it's a bit cold here in the UK, but certainly in other places in the world, it's summer at the minute. Plant some seeds. Do something that you've been wanting to do for yourself, purely for self. This is not an exercise for other people, for you to do things for other people. These are exercises that I want you to focus purely on yourself. Ladies, if it's I don't know, giving yourself a foot bath every day, or putting a face mask on, or whatever it is. But mine is around building a good spiritual foundation at the minute. It's about building a good health foundation, because my body over the COVID period, I've kind of let things go. And so it's making sure that I am strong and centered within my physical body. And also there is another element to it where I'm actually working on the mental as well at the minute, by learning new things, reading as much as possible, podcasts, whatever I can get my hands on. And I think that it's important as much as possible as well to keep a balance. So to try and have a look at all the elements that are necessary to make a balanced human being. Food is another one that I've been quite careful with this month, and may focus slightly heavier on next month. And I also made a commitment to myself that until April, from Christmas, that I wouldn't no alcohol for a few months. Also, just to get the the physical balanced, the mental balance, and like I said, the spiritual as well. And it's certainly everything that I've done up until now is certainly making me feel a lot better about life and about myself. Yeah, anyway, tomorrow, day 22. I realized that I haven't shared any further breathing techniques. If anybody is following the breathing techniques and would like any, please just comment. But there is loads online about breathing techniques and what the different things, the different breathing techniques do. If you're really interested in conscious breathing, go and check them out. It gives you the timing on it. It tells you how to breathe. It tells you what the benefits are for lungs, for body, for different ailments that you might have. There is amazing stuff online these days, and it's so easy to find that information if you really want it or need it. That's me for today. I'll check in with you guys again tomorrow. 22 minutes of conscious anything. If you're following the program, that's great. If you're following the little challenge. And keep an eye out for next month's challenge, which for me will be a month of yoga, because I think it carries on with the consciousness and the breathing part of what I've done in January. But it could be any challenge for yourselves. But you know, let's keep track of things. 22 minutes tomorrow, conscious breathing. And if anybody's looking for any assistance, give me a shout. I'm here. Okay, thank you. Cheers.